And so it became Morocco play Comoros in a match that everyone expects Morocco to win. And to be fair, and with all due respect to Comoros, they also don't expect themselves to win this game, let alone to get out of the group. So, yeah, I think it's a thing that everyone in Africa agrees on when we think that Morocco is just going to start this tournament by absolutely demolishing Comoros. In the in the process, they will also be able to just make a statement to everyone else to say, "Hey, listen, if you wanna come for us, yeah, we have news for you. We will whoop you." That's the story here. That's the story here. This is a game about the statement. This is a game about making sure that everyone is on check. And that's exactly what Morocco will be thinking as they approach this game. And if you look at their starting 11, it's funny because one player that people, well, I think the most famous footballer in Morocco is Ashraf Hakimi. He's not even there on the starting lineup, but it does not make them any smaller or any less lethal because I mean look at that midfield. If you just think about Ibrahim Diaz in that midfield, there is Amrabat next to him. At the back, obviously they are Usais, they have Masraoui. These are the big name players. It's not that they're the only ones, but all of these players that I'm counting on and that I'm counting are players that have also made it, in European football as well. So this is a game that is going to be dangerous for Comoros. And I mean, even Morocco themselves, as everyone who's watching would know, if they don't win this game by at least 5 goals, it will feel like a failure. Like winning by 1-0 is not good enough. Winning by 2-0 is not good enough. What is good enough for Morocco in this game at least is to make sure that they just destroy. That's all they want. They just want to destroy Comoros today. And in doing that, then yeah, everyone will say this match was a success for them. No one, and I mean no one, expects a surprise. No one expects the host nation to lose to one of the smallest countries in the whole tournament one, but continent as well. So I think that it's an easy win for Morocco. But you guys can also comment. Maybe some people are under the impression that Morocco might not win this game. So let's see. And tell me where you're watching from because we are watching AFCON. So never know. Maybe some people from Morocco are also watching. So yeah, let me know where you're watching from. It's a beautiful stadium as well, I might add. Um, it is a beautiful stadium. Uh, and Morocco, to be fair, also on top of everything, they've started, not they've started, but they've been taking their football really seriously. And you even see with what they are winning, right? Or with where they are playing, with where they're finding themselves in these tournaments, not just in terms of African football, but also in terms of global football at all levels. There is Mutsepe and why do Arabs look younger, right? Why do Arabs look so young? Like it's honestly a thing that has been perplexing to me. The Arabs don't look that old. Like you see a man, um, you see a man and you like, he's probably, on his early 40s. Oh, you are surprised. The man is 50 something, 60 something, and then you're like, hey, what are they eating? Pelanati, we need to start eating their food. if it's helping. Petolo is saying, brother Mpilo, watching all the way from Limpopo. I'm excited for the AFCON. Me too. The last AFCON really delivered. The last AFCON really delivered to a point that people were saying it was better than most tournaments that you have seen in like the Euros. Because I watched the Euros, I'm not gonna lie. The last Euros that I watched, at least, they were not as good as the last AFCON that I watched. So that has to tell you, the level of our football and how much and how far our football has actually gotten. If we are now not only performing at a level close to that, but performing at a level that is higher, because our level of football is higher. Beyond even our level of football, there is also the fact that the level of refereeing as well. Because one of the things that the Premier League is criticized of is the standard of refereeing, right? Like the standard of refereeing has also, or rather was very low in the Euros, not Euros, but it's usually low in the Premier League, for example. It's usually low in other tournaments, man. Like, especially tonight, since we're watching African football, we watch the game and we're like, nah, man, this is not good enough. This sucks. And now you watch AFCON and it's always really, really impressive, because like I was watching referees being called by VAR in the last tournament, and they will go to the VAR room, screen, and they would look at it and they'll be like, nah, I'm sticking with my decision. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. If a ref sees that the VAR is not assisting them, because remember, it's in the name. It's video assistant referee. Assistant. It's not like, oh no, he's the one in charge now. No, he's helping the one in the middle, and the final decision is up to the referees in the middle. And what we usually see in the Premier League now, it seems like, not it seems like, every single time that the ref is called by the VAR to the side, the decision will be changed all the time, every single time. So that's the thing that usually happens with African football right now. Is it's raining. Oh, I forget, Northern Hemisphere. Morocco is in the Northern Hemisphere. Sometimes you watch a game in Africa and you're like, oh, why is there what? Then it clicks. Ah, they're in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's raining already. Wow, okay. This should be interesting, as long as it doesn't rain too much, because too much of anything is not good. And if you're a South African like me, you are also looking forward to tomorrow's game, because Bafana Bafana have a match tomorrow against Angola. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting, because we've not been playing Angola that, you know, that much in recent years. I don't remember playing Angola. Thank you. I don't remember playing Angola like in recent years. So that is going to be interesting for Bafana Bafana, as well as we play our first game. But could you please like the video, because I'm just looking at the chat right now and I see that there's quite a lot of people who are watching. So, you know, a like to the stream would be very nice. Yeah. And it's actually pouring, guys. Like, it's raining. It really is. It really is raining. My niece is busy taking pictures here. in Morocco. Like it's genuinely raining. There isn't even a, any signs of who's this dude? Tell me on the comments. Who's this dude who's walking? Um, let me not embarrass myself. Let me just do this. No. So who's this guy then? I don't know because I'm trying to check. Is he the FA president of Morocco? No. Is he the president of Morocco? No. So who's this guy who was walking around, even going to the touchline, to the center line to kick the ball? I don't know who he is. Anyone who knows who the guy is on the comments, your help would be very appreciated. Because I'm seeing him, the camera is on him. He seems like a big deal, man. He seems like a big shot. You know what? I'm looking at this Morocco team, yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, one thing that has happened over the past few years is South Africa has been able to beat Morocco every time we face them. But now I'm wondering, since we have been beating them so much, if we meet them in at any point in this competition, I don't think it's becoming very difficult for me to think we might beat them. And the reason for that is it's one of those, man, that I would say, I don't want to say, but it feels like a crowning moment. It feels like a time for Morocco to finally win this thing at home, you know. It's almost like it's set up that way that Morocco should win, you know. And like it's not scripted or something like that. I'm not a crazy person. I don't think that. But I'm just saying, Guti, it's just one of those tournaments like where you see that, nah, man, if they don't win this, then it won't make any sense. So yeah, I think that this is their tournament. This is Morocco's tournament, and just as well, they are in the they're at home, right? Because I feel like even if they were not at home, in any case, it's about time, right? It's just about time. It's about time that they won this tournament. And the players are wet. The game has not even kicked off and the players are already, you would swear they are sweating, but there's always a pro and a con for these type of situations, because on one hand you are thinking, since it's raining, the ball is going to be moving much quicker, and since the weather is not like scorching hot, it's raining, which means, you know, players are cool, there will be a lot of running, but it also means there will be a lot of mistakes, and it also means there will be probably, hopefully no injuries, but in these conditions a lot happens and keepers get exposed for failing to save easy chances, you know. So it's just, I don't know, it depends on how you see it, but it's a perfect environment for all the things, good and bad, to happen. But one thing for sure, it's going to allow the game to move as quick as possible. Let's see the likes. Let's see the likes. Let's get the likes, people. Obviously, Morocco will be trying to score as quickly as possible. And Comoros on their side, they will be trying to hit on a counter as much as they can or when they can, because also that depends on, are they getting chances? Early on, you can see that Comoros are sitting in that 5-5-3-2 pressing shape, and they are not even bothering to press. They are not even bothering to press. The question then again is, why would they? Don't even go to them. Don't even go to them. Stay in your box, stay in your half, let them come to you. And that's the name of the game, man. For Comoros, that's the name of the game. Stay in your half. Let them try to break you down. And obviously, the main thing is always, if you can stay in the game long enough, the only people who are actually in any pressure to do anything is Morocco. It's not you. You stay in your half, you let them come to you, make sure that you don't get overzealous. You push up when there's a chance, when they trigger your press, like there's a back pass, there's a heavy pass. You push up in those situations, but you don't stay there. And then now the onus is on Morocco to then try and break that down. It's 2 minutes in, and let's see how long because it's one of those where we're not even watching a game to say, oh, who's gonna win, but it's by how many are they gonna win and when are they going to start scoring. That's I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm dismissive of Comoros, but I'm not. Can we like the video, guys? Can we like the video? May we please like the video? Comoros are not getting a sniff of the ball. They are just not. They are not getting any of the ball. It's just about, and they don't want the ball. I did just say that the biggest thing now is not just the fact that Comoros stay in shape, but also when you have the ball, you have to figure out what to do with the ball. And in these conditions, Morocco are home, the crowd is behind them, so they are obviously going to be pumping them and making sure that they are aggressive in their press, they try to win the ball back. So that's going to force mistakes. So rather than keeping the ball and trying to be prime passer, don't do things that you don't know here. Stay in your shape. Stay in your shape. And I'm trying to look at Mazraoui as well, where he's positioned. He's positioned on the right. This is proof again why you should not trust those 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 lineups that you see on TV, because you see one thing and then in a match it's another thing. Already a cross into the box that Comoros failed to deal with. It also does seem like Morocco or Comoros are leaving one man up front, so that when they transition, they have an outlet. And they do, to be honest, look like they can do something when they go forward. I'm just looking at that. They do look like they can head Morocco. We just added a very interesting element to this, because now that means Morocco might start being wary of the threat. Nivule umnyango Timpo, kungena izinto manje la emnyango. How awukho naphandle kanti njani na ngani? Right, so I want to see going forward how Morocco sets up their rest defense, because they are committing a lot of men forward. Obviously, they will, and they have to, because these men, Comoros, are just sitting with a back five, and they change into a 5-4. They change into a 5-4, and then they leave the one up front. It's a 5-4-1, and then the one stays up front. And this is told. You can tell that he's not even trying to drop that deep. He's just staying between the defensive line and Mazraoui, the last two, because I don't even know if I can call them the defensive line, because it's the two that are left when Morocco are building up. Let me look at the bench as well for Morocco. So right now on the bench for Morocco, there is Hakimi, there is Munir Mohamed, Ben Sekir, Auchibi, Akomach, Eliamik, Enesri up front, Talibi, Uharar, Ukanosh, Masina. Wait a minute. There's someone who's supposed to be there who's not there. The fact that I'm looking at these things, how things have changed. Is that a penalty? Did he point for a penalty? Yeah, he did. I thought so. So the ref was just trying to see if he can continue with the advantage. And he pointed at a penalty. And it's what I was saying. That's a soft penalty. Come on. Oh, but he's holding him. Yeah, he grabs him. He really grabs him. That's a penalty. And so it begins. And so it begins. The annihilation of Comoros starts like this. Eh? The annihilation starts here. Starts with just a yeah, so that's what's happening. The demolition starts like this. Starts like this. Morocco are going to score this. Whoa, it's a save. My days. I was already about to change the score line. I had gone to the score line to say 1-0. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, right? I'm here for this. I am here for this. See this? I'm here for this. Imagine if Morocco loses to Comoros. Oh, that would be funny, actually. That would be funny. Because now they're likely going to lose their heads if it continues like this. But I don't think, even with this miss, man, Morocco is still going to win this game. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. This is already interesting as a tournament. It's already interesting as a tournament. And these ones now will have some confidence, right? Because I mean, what gives you more confidence than that was not a good penalty. That was actually not a good penalty by Rahimi. Now that I look at it again, he hit it on the keeper. Yeah, Rahimi just hit it. Because what I've seen, or what you do in those situations, what I've seen a lot of players who are good penalty takers do in those situations, you don't just shoot. You make sure that if you are going to go for a central area, or even if it's like one step to the right of where the keeper is standing, you try to give it some height. Because if you don't give it some height, then what's your hope? Where's your hope? 13 minutes. Minutes gone. Morocco have missed a penalty, and Comoros have looked lively in counters. Comoros have looked organized. 5-3-2, which changes into a 5-4-1. They leave one man up front, and looks like someone is struggling with an injury there. Is it Salah Eddin? I think it's him. I think it's Salah Eddin, is it? Or should I give credit to the keeper? Because he was gone, he had moved. And then he just saves it with his knees. Can we like the video? Can we please like the video? Just the likes, that's all I'm asking for. Because I will be streaming, not good, I will be streaming, I think almost every day until the tournament ends. Every game, not every game, sorry, but most games will be streamed. Like big games, that's for sure. I will be streaming them, but a day I will be live once, at least once. Like tomorrow, I'm doing the Bafana South Africa versus Angola game, and so catch me there, because we'll be there. We will be there. We will be there. Let me check. While the game is going, I will be telling you what games I will be covering in this AFCON. Just don't give away another penalty. Think now, Comoros, they should be comfortable enough to know that, okay, Morocco are dangerous, duh, but let's not be scared of them. We can. Okay, so tomorrow I will be doing the South Africa versus Angola game at 7 Central African time. And then Salah and Zimbabwe at 10. And then on Tuesday, on the 23rd, the biggest game really is Nigeria versus Tanzania at 7:30. Tunisia and Uganda at 10, but I'm just going to do the Nigeria game. And then on Wednesday, the 24th, Algeria and Sudan are playing at 5. And then there's Ivory Coast and Mozambique, but I will be doing the Cameroon and Gabon game at 10. And then on Boxing Day, I will do Egypt and South Africa. Obviously, who wouldn't do that game? It's like the biggest one. And then Morocco and Benin. The biggest game so far coming this week, Cameroon, Gabon, and then Egypt and South Africa on Friday. And you can catch all of those games here live. Well, not live as in I'll show them, but live as in I'll be doing a watch along. Don't tell me they already. You know what's happening now? It's reminding me when Morocco lost in the semifinals. They're already losing. They're already losing. Is that Saiz? I think it's Saiz, yes. And he got injured. You remember that he was playing with an injury in the World Cup. I remember in the World Cup he had an injury. And Eliamik is coming on. You know what I would have done? I don't know whether Hakim is carrying an injury. Because as I said, beginning of the stream, this is supposed to be a statement game. I would have brought on Hakimi and played Mazraoui as a center back. I would have done that because I feel like even if Hakimi, I think if Hakimi is carrying an injury, the fear is if he gets injured, then he's not available for later stages of the tournament. But I don't know about Hakim and his injury, so I won't, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. 20 minutes gone. Not gonna lie, I thought by now we would have seen a goal, and we should have seen a goal already because of that penalty. But hey, these things. Oh my days! Oh, oh, oh my goodness! Something special almost happened. Oh, Morocco, Morocco, Morocco. Here we are thinking that, something might actually happen in this game. No, it won't. But it's always nice to dream and think, oh, anything could happen. It's football. But duh, it's not going to happen. But imagine if something actually happened. I would laugh. I would actually laugh. I would laugh. The Comoros. Let me check. Let me check. I want to see something. Comoros people are called. Comoros people are called Comorians. Okay, I've learned something. Have you learned something, Tim? Abantu base Comoros, they are called Comorians. Comoros. Kula ngaselukhunjeni. Yazi Comoros ikuphi? iCongo. Awuyazi iCongo? Cha kusho ukuthi senze igeography ngakho. Yazi inhlelo yethombe. Laba ababhizi bayashoot. I am live. You thought I wasn't live? These are my daughters here. Can you believe it? I am old, Sham. They are using my other camera. Now they are taking pictures. See how kids find the smallest things and then they find pleasure in them. Because I'm not using the other camera. They took it to church because they were using it for taking pictures. And then now they've come back. She can't keep her hands off that camera now. She's been taking pictures for the past few minutes. Oh, Access Ngololo is saying I learned something. Hello to the daughters. Yeah, they are here. They are here. They are here. I'm gonna miss them in January when they leave because they are leaving. They are technically not my daughters. They are my nieces, but I treat them like they are my kids because, you know, why not? Why not? I treat them like they are my own kids because, you know, I don't have kids. Nor am I planning to have kids anytime soon. By anytime soon, I mean in the next 3-4 years because kids are expensive. Right. Aribon. Comorians. Comorians are maintaining their shape. Comorians are resolute. Comorians we are people of Comoros. Alexis Ngolola is saying, you're a proper uncle. I agree, they are really expensive. You know, good when I'm not on YouTube, I'm a teacher. So while we watch Comoros resist, this is gonna be a problem. I will come back to what I was saying. What I'm watching now is what might be a problem for Comoros when they try to break and go forward. The gaps that they leave behind are the ones that Morocco will try to exploit, which is weird, right? Because you're watching this game and you're thinking Morocco is going to break these ones down. But actually, it might be the moments whereby Comoros try to counter, and then that running, and then they won't be able to recover in time, and that's where Morocco could hit them. I think that's one place that sometimes usually happens with these smaller teams because they're defending for their lives, but they're also told when we get an opportunity to attack, let's try to hit them as quickly as possible. But then the issue becomes, okay, but what if they also try to hit us, you know, in our transition, then they also transition and they hit us. So that's one thing that might also happen. Yes, I was saying as a teacher as well, one thing I see, like in my school, for example, where I teach, parents are paying 5,000, over 5,000 per month on a kid. 5,000, that's madness. That's just on their education. And their parents who have, and by the way, this is a cheap school according to some people who go and pay 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 on school fees for kids. So wanting the best education for the kid and also, you know, at the same time knowing Guti, they are expensive. Then you're like, azime kancane ingane, azime nje kancane. Exis is saying, I see a goal before face half from Morocco, maybe two. I will tell you what, my brother. I was expecting two by now. I thought at this point we would have already had a goal, goals, not a goal. Because now you see the fans, if you look at the stands, that enthusiasm, like, because when you see a group like this, one of the things that will happen to host nations is, especially when they're a big team, forget being host nation. But now I'm talking about, because Qatar was with Netherlands in their group, so it's not because they're a host nation. But if you're a host nation that's also, highly ranked, then you are in a good position, which is what Morocco are, and they are giving Comoros, and they are failing to titivate them nice and quick. I'm those people. I'm that guy who supports. But I don't think I'm special even with that. I think most people are like that. When you watch a match, you hope that the underdog wins. Ipi camera. How? Uzoyiposta wena uzoqatha toys. It's one of those things that you look at and think, I want the underdog to win. And there are cases whereby, like in this game, where you are watching and you're thinking, as much as I would like the underdog to win, but can the underdog really win? Right? It's like, win, and nah. And you are thinking, nah, this underdog cannot win. Like, it's actually impossible for them to win. The camera angle is so weird, the way that my camera is facing me. It's here, right? So if I was sitting here, I would be looking directly at the camera. But since there's this lineup thingy, if I'm here, the camera still sees me. It's actually perfect because I'm watching the game, then the camera is here. But it's weird because I'm used to looking at the camera like, hey guys. It's so weird. Hey, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Oh my goodness. Comoros. Screw it. I love Comoros all of a sudden. You know what I love about small teams that fight is the fight, I know they will end up losing. But man. They are not making it easy for Morocco. Once you start seeing players, especially home players, going, which is something is not happening according to plan. Yeah, hey, well, Mr. Ngolola, it's very, very, very expensive in the school fees, and 5,000 is apparently cheap, because then you hear Gutabo Curo, and funny enough, completely unrelated to football, what you will find is that the schools where they pay 5,000, like in my school, kids still have to pay for going on, like, we have this thing, we have our own sort of bubble, confederation, SACSA, South African Christian Confederation. I don't know what, but it's called SACSA. So they also need to pay when, like, let's say first term. Since first term there's volleyball, netball, and football. For going to those, the kid will have to pay like 180 or 200. I don't even know how much. So the parent has to pay for one, the school fees, the petrol to drive the kid to school. Imali yokukera. These kids will always, Bongani and I, We always talk about, yeah, when you are buying a sandwich for 30 rands and your mother is bringing you here and they are paying 5,000 rands and they are buying you Nike Air and all of this. And you know, some of them, shame, unfortunately, parents will pretend like the status is here. But you know, because we are teachers, we know when a parent is struggling, because if they're not paying for the kids' school fees, we see that they are blocked. They can't they can't do work because, you know. So it's expensive and it's a stress that I don't want to deal with right now. But to each his own. God said, be fruitful and multiply. Thatha le ngane uyise private school uhlukane public school uhlukane nokuhlupheka. Uhlukane nje nokuhlupheka. Someone who was asking me ukuthi, am I going to stream the Zimbabwe game? Yes, I am. I am. If there is a top team in that match and like the top team, every game that features Salah, my GOAT, I will stream it. Every game that features the teams Bafana, I will stream every game of Bafana. But basically daily. So each game, based on how big the game is on that day, I will do it. Sometimes, like tomorrow, I will do 2 games. I will start with the Bafana Angola, then do the Egypt Zimbabwe. If a game is big enough, I'll stream it. But even if it's not big enough, if it's the only one I have on the day, then I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice now, do I? Now, Comoros, God bless Comoros, man. They are fighting. Oh, they are fighting. And then Morocco is going to start getting yellow cards. Carnage. Carnage. Because now Morocco are so desperate that they are trying to stop these counters. Oh my goodness. They are trying to stop the counters. And that means now there's just it's going to be crazy, man. And the game is so slow. Like it feels like this game has been going on forever. I'm also trying to see how long they shouldn't do this. Comoros should stay away from trying to play. I have not seen them play. Let me see. AFCON qualifiers. I want to see what group Comoros was in. Nah, now they are not showing me the qualifiers table. They're just showing me who's getting a yellow card. Selamani, stop disagreeing with the ref. You're gonna get booked, mate. Yo. I'm trying to see now. I can't find. You're kidding. So Comoros on their way to here, they actually finished on top of their group. Well, there was Madagascar and Gambia, so you know, there's also that. But still, that's interesting. That is very interesting. I'm surprised because they finished ahead of Tunisia. And also, can you tell me why Morocco was in the qualifiers? Because that's like one of the craziest things. Why was Morocco playing qualifiers for a tournament that they are hosting? Why? Why was that the case? Just stop giving away fouls, man. Just stop giving away fouls. Okay, so you see now, color me interested. Color me very, very interested. Because for such a small island, for them to be in a position of being ahead of Tunisia in qualifiers, it's interesting. Like, Pela Comoros is very small. Like, they're just, think more how far from South Africa. Vele, they are like, you go through Madagascar, but then they are island, Mozambique. They are just above Mozambique. Small, small thing, Yana, there by Mozambique. Like, they are really small. They are really small. This I've never checked. Now we're going to do facts about Comoros, right? Let's do facts about Comoros. Comoros. Pela, now we're interested. 10 facts about Comoros. Are we ready to learn about Comoros, class? I'm sorry. So, number 1, the name comes from Arabic, Juz al-Kukamar, meaning island of the moon. Huh, that's interesting. So that's the first fact about Comoros. Arabic, which is interesting because they are so much in the southern Africa, because we associate Arabic with the northern part of Africa. So I guess were they discovered, how were they discovered? See, now I'm diving deep into my rabbit hole. I hate my head. I hate it because why am I now going so deep in thinking about Comoros? Yes, we've done fact number 1 about Comoros. Their name means the island of the moon. Asibukeleni game. As the game continues, we'll continue with these facts about Comoros and so on. Because now I see what's in my head. I'm going to lose it. Yes, so Comoros, island of the moon. Why are they called the island of the moon? That's another question, isn't it? That's another question. Okay, right. Amrabat deserves the yellow card. This is the thing. I am sorry. I would like to, on behalf of myself and other ignorant people who did not, people like me, I'm apologizing for people like me. Not everyone, not everyone, not everyone was ignorant, particularly me, because I did not watch and I had no interest in qualifiers. I am very much eating humble pie in terms of how this team is actually set up. But forget the setting up. I'm busy promoting that they should kick the ball forward as quickly as they can, because I've been, what's the word? I've been downplaying what they can do, right? So because I think they're not good enough, I'm thinking, they shouldn't even try to play the ball. But I see that even in their counters, when they try to counter, there is a plan. So to the people of the island of the moon, I am sorry, because clearly you guys seem to know what you are doing, and you deserve some respect. I'm gonna put some respect on your name, Comoros. Axis Ungolola is saying absolutely diabolical low block. Comoros really aren't playing. No, they are not. Like, Otingbokle group here, who else is in their group? Let me see. The table. Comoros. In this table, there is Mali and Zambia. They will fence them against Zambia. So if they can get a point against Morocco and beat Zambia and get another draw against Mali, they are within. because Morocco will beat Zambia. Morocco will probably draw with Mali. And if it's between Mali and and Comoros, then Comoros, if they have 5 points, they will likely be through, depending on what happens in their game with Mali. And also, I think this is one of those where how many groups are here? We're up to 6 groups, so it's not gonna be 12. The 4 best placed number 3s will move on as well. So if they have 4 points or 5 points, they will qualify. Comoros knows that, so they are playing the long game. The teacher is putting us in class during the match. Yebo. Phela ukuthi schools are closed doesn't mean schooling is closed. As someone who doesn't know football like me, how can Morocco break such a low block tactically? That's a good question. As a qualified coach, I am actually a qualified coach. I am. But anyways, so right now, what's happening? These guys are playing a 5-4-1, right? They are playing a 5-4-1. So there's something called an artificial transition. It's what I was kind of touching on earlier on in the game. So what you basically want is you want to bait a press, right? You want to bait a press from Comoros. Like, play somewhat risky passes. You see this thing, Aston Villa are masters of artificial transitions. So what you basically do, VAR, it's going to be another penalty. Damn. Yes. So how they can do this, how they can break this press for starters is artificial transition. So what you do is you force them into a place whereby they think they can press you. For example, you watch how this team looks to press them. What happened here? Your number 23 has no idea that the ball is coming behind him. 28. Is that not a coming together? Because 28 has no clue. He's just trying to run. Nah, guys, that can't be a penalty. Just a second, we will talk about breaking off this. But to me, or are they looking at number 2? It's not. Please tell me it's not a penalty. Yeah, it's not a penalty. This is what I love. This is what I love. This is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? The ref at AFCON can be called to the monitor and he will look at that and he will go, nope, this is not a penalty. This is what I'm talking about. If this was the Premier League, they were going to give this as a penalty, even though you can clearly see that it's not. So I love this. I am not going to lie to you. I love it when a referee looks at the monitor and is like, nope, I'm sticking with my decision because what you guys are telling me is not what I see. So I love that. Love it. Anyways, so artificial transitions. So when a team plans to play, right, there are principles that the coach will put down for them. So, for example, the coach will tell them, okay, so we don't press them, right, unless they pass backwards. Like what is happening right now. So we will make a pass backwards and then they will come and press us because we will trigger a press from them. So once the other team feels like, oh, they are not in control, like they just made a back pass or they made a heavy touch that's backwards, then you are going to press them. And when that happens, when they're out of position, then you hit them. So now it's like it's not an actual transition because a transition happens when one team loses the ball and then the other one gains the ball, or the other team gains the ball and then attacks. So that's a transition because you're transitioning from defending to attacking or from attacking to defending. But here it's an artificial one because it's not an actual transition, but you create a moment whereby you will get them from a position where they are pressing high to defending or maybe force them to one side and then that kind of creates space behind, and then you can attack that. Or alternatively, Morocco, I told him, if you can't play through the press, if you can't play around the press, then you play over the press. You just keep on crossing the ball. Or the other one, the main one, which I think is the one that's the hardest. So yeah, lesson manje sesingishanga lesson yebhola. So there are three ways of breaking the press, right? There is through, right? There is around, and then there is over. So let's start with over. The over the press is the simple one. This is what coaches will do. The coaches, like even I, when I started coaching in that team, because I was new, I was like, okay, we're just going to go direct, find the striker, play second balls. So here you are not trying to play, you're just trying to hit the ball over everyone and then try to, deal with the ball on the other side. That's what every simplest way to do things. You play over the press, right? The second one, you play around the press. So this means you are not playing centrally. Was that a shot? It was a shot. So if you are playing around the press, that means you are not playing in the middle, trying to combine and do all those intricate things, but rather you are playing to your right back. Your right back can then maybe progress the ball to the right winger, and then the right winger will hold the ball. The right back will overlap. The ball is played to the right back, and then he crosses the ball. So we did not go through the middle, but we went, oh my goodness, we went around, we went around. So there is over, there is around. Then through the press is the one, is that a red card? It's a yellow card. Then there is through the press. So through the press now is either you find the small gaps and then you try to thread the ball there. Or the other way, the main way that teams will play through the press is just congest the midfield. So this team that they're playing against is playing a 5-4-1 so that they can make sure that they account for the width, back five, right? And then the four in front of them. So if you congest midfield, already you have two defenders. You are leaving two defenders at the back. You have Amrabat, you have Brahim Diaz, and who else is in that midfield? Is Onahi. So you have those three, you push one center back, not one center back, you push the other left back, and then you basically congest the midfield. You have the three, you have the four, because, yeah, you have four players in midfield, and then maybe your striker also drops into midfield to try and add numbers. And that will just force Comoros to go there in midfield. And then that's where you can play the ball as quickly as possible. And also it's about changing tempo. Because another thing that other teams do is you get fooled by the idea that you have the ball. So you think that having the ball equals to you are already creating, but you are not. So what you should then do, or what smart teams do, you control the tempo. You start by slow, da, da, da. So like you play to the left, you play to the right, you play to the left, you play to the right, then da 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 da. Like if you watch how teams like watch Pep's teams, they will be patient. And then all of a sudden, Doku gets the ball, he plays to Foden, he makes an overlapping run. Foden plays him through. It's a cut back to Haaland, it's a net. But they were playing da da da. That's Amanzi putting gun. Felunglethe iscoop at this point. Amanzi. Yes, I forgot to write edit tab. Yeah, so I hope your question is answered. Although it's long, but that's the only way that I could answer. Is it half time? I hope all this time I said there was a red card. I didn't even see that I had done that. But here also, what I'm seeing, and this is another thing that is happening, Guti, besides trying to play around through the press and all of that, I understand it now. Football is tactically complex. It is, but some of these things the more you watch it, you pick them up. Before I learned all of these things, I was also like the most efficient way of breaking the press is once you can keep the ball and start knocking it around. That is why you saw Pep and Upep Uvele. Upep Upela is the one who runs football in every way possible. He's the one who did everything. Like this thing of inverting midfielders, fullbacks. Why did they do that? They did that because they wanted to. Thank you. Ashe salamans. Ayabandayo but kumele amixwe. Yinansi ngane. Thank you. Oh, another thing. Thank you. Another thing ongayenza half time. Another thing ongayenza. If you see like Morocco sees right now that you can't or that you are not scoring, you could also just set pieces. That's another hope. Spam corners. Morocco, don't touch anything. I'm live, so it's not recording. Yeah, so another thing, that's what Arsenal have done. So one thing that Arsenal, that they are being criticized of, is the fact that they are a set piece team. They only play with set pieces and they don't, they don't do anything else except just score through set pieces. But what people are not taking into consideration is also the fact that for Arsenal to even do that, it's because teams play low block against them. So at any given point, at any time, a team that's going to play against Arsenal is going to be in a low block. So what are Arsenal supposed to do? They're obviously going to try and find a way of breaking that low block. And it doesn't happen. And then somehow they saw that, hey, actually, as we are playing against these teams that are in a low block, the more you will see this in Arsenal players. You will see out of nowhere, they see that, oh, yeah, we can actually just, force a corner here. You're like, bros, try and keep the ball. Don't let it run out for a corner. Not Arsenal. If they see a chance, they will take that corner. They will go and then try to score in corners because in the 4 phases of play, there is defense, there's attack, there's transitions, and then there's set pieces. Most coaches try to coach a team how to play in position, like in possession of the ball when you have the ball. And then some other coaches, like Gavin Hunt, they will train their team how to play in transition because teams of Gavin Hunt, they are not known for dominating the ball, but they are known for sitting and being disciplined, hit you on account, right? So the most of the things that they do in training is all about transition. And then the attacking side or in position side of things will be about, okay, let's kick the ball long to our tall striker, who's then going to head the ball down. The 10 will collect, play it to the wingers. We cross the ball to the striker. We finish it off 1-0. We go back, we defend. That's the thing. That's how these coaches play. But then there's also set pieces. And if you know that you are not creating a lot of chances as a team, then what are your hopes? Your hopes are you score goals in transition. You score goals in set pieces. So that is why I say that set pieces are also a very important thing that seems to be ignored by a lot of people because they think it's frowned upon that you are scoring a lot of goals. Well, at least for Arsenal, people frown upon the fact that Arsenal are scoring a lot of corners. I mean, Nami, there was a point where I found myself saying, yo, but Arsenal, Nabo, man, they are, they are, they score a lot of corners. But then, what are they supposed to do? Abantu babantu. Seqeda ibhetri lona, sekumele ngimsiza charge. Yho, salani bafowethu. What is this thing? Oh, you're supposed to switch this thing off. Okay. Right. What have been your thoughts on the halftime or the first half so far? Because mine are, I am impressed by the people of the island of the moon. The people of the island of the moon, I am impressed by them because I am not going to lie. I thought, and I said it when the stream started, that this is a game where they win it, not just for the sake of winning it, but they win it because they have to make a statement. And so far, they've not made that statement. But also, I would not be too quick. I will not be too quick to judge them. So I think you remember what happened with what was the last one in Ivory Coast, right? Remember the last one, Uguti, when we were in Cote d'Ivoire, everyone looked at that game and was like, not that tournament, that entire tournament, Cote d'Ivoire did not look that great. And all of a sudden, they just made it through from the group stages. And then all of a sudden, they were in the semifinals. And somehow they were in the finals. And then somehow they won the whole thing. So it's like, Gandhi Pola intention, like football. What a complex thing it is. Because as some people will say in South Africa, football has no therefore. I don't even know what that means, but they say it. They say it a lot. Football has no therefore. And basically what they're trying, Guti, aliko obviously, you can't just look at it and think it's going to be so I'm trying to see, man. I'm trying to see how what these guys do now. That's really my thing now that I'm watching Guti. How are they even going to do this? Because one thing that is happening right now in that dressing room that I can tell you for free is the coach is busy reminding them that, hey guys, this is our country. This is our backyard. Let's go show them that whose country this is. On the other dressing room, the coach is telling them, this is their country, this is their backyard. We've been able to stop them in their backyard. Let's go back again, frustrate them even more, take our chances if we get them. And in that way, they are just like, okay, well, we both of them have motivation. Oh, I forgot to make a change there. I forgot. Oh, Raheem missed a penalty. It's like this thing happened like 10 years ago now, isn't it? I forgot to put Eliamik. Eliamik. Who do you guys think will win this AFCON? Let me hear on the comments. Who is your favorite to win the AFCON? Because, I mean, I'm a South African, so I want South Africa to win. I want Bafana to win. But if it's not South Africa, I want Egypt to win. For one reason and one reason only. Mohamed Salah. That's the only reason I want Egypt to win, not because I like them as a country. I want Salah to win the AFCON if Bafana don't win it, because he is he's been disrespected too much by Jamie Carragher there in England, and I think my man deserves some respect. He deserves some respect to be put on his name, you know. So I want that for him, Shem. Otis is saying Morocco. You think Morocco will win? It's set up that way. Like, really, like even now with all of this madness that I'm talking about, Tuguti, this team that they're playing against is resilient. They are not breaking easily at all. But I agree with you. I still think Morocco will win. I don't want them to win. Like if it's not, I can count a lot of other countries before I get to Morocco. Like this is now the difference between what I want and what realistically would happen. Realistically, Morocco is most likely going to win this tournament. And if I was to place these teams in order of who can win, I would place Morocco as the favorites. I don't want them to win, but I would place Morocco as favorites to win. And then after Morocco, I would put that Egypt team has Abo Mamouche, Abo Salah, and them. So I would place Bafana second. I would still place us second, and Egypt, and then Nigeria fourth. DRC fifth. Damn, I forgot about DRC. Even though they don't have Johan Wissa right now, but they have the likes of Abo Fiston Maela there, being deadly and all. So, X is saying it's the same for me. Egypt or Bafana, Salah winning would stamp his legacy in Europe and Africa. Definitely. Definitely not Nigeria. I hope Nigeria gets one of the beef between Nigeria and South Africans is not going to end anytime soon. Even after they helped us qualify, Pelatina Shem, after our team manager messed up the things for us, Alex is asking, Coach, what do you like about Bafana's play style? Any insights? You know, when I really look at Bafana, and break down what is it that they actually do, like when they have the ball, right? Who will be the dark horse? The dark horse, okay, the dark horse, if I check all the groups, I think the dark horse is DR Congo. As I said, DR Congo is there. That's the team that I look at and think, huh. And the fact that no one is talking about Senegal feels like an insult to the quality of players they have. Right? It feels like an insult because they have a lot of quality players. But right now, I'm saying that Diakos will beat DRC because no one is really thinking about DRC. But back to Bafana. Here's what I think makes Bafana special. It's the fact that you can get a lot of footballers together. I was listening to Stephen, was it Stephen Gerrard? Yeah, he was talking about how and why England were not able to perform when it was his era with Abo Paul Scholes, with Abo Frank Lampard, Abo Rio Ferdinand, Abo Wayne Rooney. You know that England squad, Abo Beckham, that England squad was packed, but they never won anything, right? And he talked about pride and the fact that everyone just saw themselves as more important than they actually were. But I look at Bafana, right? Decent footballers, like they are not at the level where I look at Ghana, for example, and look at Alex Iwobi. I don't look at Mbule and say, oh, Mbule is better than Iwobi. No ways. Mbogas is good, but I don't look at Mbogas and say he's better than Basi. No ways. I don't look at who? Temba Zwane even, and look at Brahim Diaz and say who is better. No ways. I don't look at Apolis and say he's better than Mane. I don't look at Kota and say he's better than Salah. But as a unit, these are players who we've seen Abu Pesitao struggle in Europe. But what they brought to Bafana, even when they were still bringing something to Bafana, was much more different than what they were doing in Europe. Because I think one of the things that Bruce has managed to do with the Bafana squad is not only give them tactics, like what they should do when they have the ball, what they should not do when they don't have the ball, but it's also just got them to buy into this idea of playing together as a team and wanting to win. I think that's also one thing that is special. He's made another thing that is done so well is in the previous AFCON and in the qualifiers before, we had. Why are they showing the game starting? Okay, what's happening? Yes, Cameroon mob. You are right. Cameroon as well. Because they have Abombemu and, you know. Yeah, so as I was saying, Bafana, one of their secret weapons is this teamwork thing, is that understanding of being a team, is this thing of not having a star. Like having a star works for teams like Argentina because, I mean, it's Messi, right? Leo Messi. It works. But when I look at Bafana, there is also now the second part, and this is the important part. This is why they've been winning. Having a clear identity never hurts anyone. Having a clear expectation from each player, it never hurts anyone. Like, what do we know about Bafana right now? Well, let's go position by position. Williams It's going to help us play from the back. It's going to help us organize our defense. Okay? Right. But now when we have the ball, what are we doing? When we have the ball, we know that our fullbacks will stay wide. We know that for one. We know that in midfield, Mkwena and Aupas will drop to help us build. More so Aupas, not Aupas, Stole will drop and collect the ball, and Mkwena will move further up so that he can also be close to the box when shooting. We know our police will start wide. And then in most cases, what would then happen, sometimes Umotiba inverts because Mkwena pushes up, or he can stay wide still. And then he can progress the ball to a police, who then drifts in with Umotiba overlapping outside, so dragging someone with him. And then that allows our police to then do things in the middle, which also means Usman Pombole will also be there in that central area. Mahopa can drop and come collect the ball. And if Mahopa drops, that means whoever is playing as a right winger from the other side can make those outside to in runs. Like we saw against Zimbabwe, that was the classic way that Bafana Bruce wants them to play. Like if a police picking the ball on the left-hand side, gets the ball, he drives inside, Morena makes a diagonal run into the box when the striker had dropped, and then he finds himself going to score. So those things are clear. You can see they are predictable, but just because something is predictable, it doesn't mean you can now stop it, because there are things that players do. You know that a team, a left-footed player, when he's playing on the right, he's going to try and cut in and kill the ball. But you just don't know when and how he's going to do that. Like when, that's the most important part. When is he going to do it? So even with Bafana, it's the same thing. You know what's coming, but you just can't stop it, because when we do it with so much coordination, which goes back to the thing I was talking about. Once you buy into what the coach is selling, then whatever that he tells you to do, you need to buy into him. It's why, as the Chiefs fan, it's one of the things I've been advocating for, that if a team gets a coach who clearly knows what he's talking about, it's easy for the players to do, because they trust you. I remember I was coaching under 10s and under 15s. Mob is saying that Argentina home quit with 3 stars. I haven't seen it. Wait, I think I've seen it. What Argentinian kids are always nice in general. Yeah, the feed keeps on cutting. But I'm saying that I was coaching under 10s and under 15s this season, right? So when I arrived, I'm still a new coach, and I'm like, okay, what do I know? Under 10s, my main thing, my main mandate, even when we're doing our training, we're told one thing and one thing only. At that age group, focus on development. So I'm going to that with that mentality, development. So I get there. I watch teams, Vele. That's how teams are playing. Like these are under 10s. We're playing 7. Huh? We were playing 7 or 8 or 9. We're playing 9, yeah. So it was, the formation I played was a 3-4-1. Initially, I didn't play a 3-4-1. Did I? I played a 3-4-1 initially? No. Yeah, I don't even know what formation I was playing. 3-4-1, yes. I had one striker, and then the wingers, and then the striker was alone there. Yeah, it was a 3-2-3. 2 in midfield, 3 at the back, 3 up front, 8 players. And then I had to bring them back because I saw that they were not helping me when I was defending. But anyways, I start. Most teams, what they do at that age group, they're just teaching or coaches, because sometimes it's not even a coach. It's just someone who's a parent and the club did not, like, if it's one of those clubs, they will just ask a parent to coach because, they don't have a coach. So I get there, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing, kids. I'm talking to under 10s. So obviously you teach them the basics, you continue teaching them the trapping, the passing, the simple things like, okay, how we shift across, because mainly it's just the technique, how you trap the ball, how you pass the ball, how you mark, tackling, hey. So then, since there's structure, Pella, at the end of the day, you must now start introducing that as well. So, okay, we have 3 defenders, we have 4 midfielders, we have 1 striker. When we're playing, when we kick the ball, when it's a goal kick, the 2, you on the right and you on the left, you stand on the side of the keeper. This is where it went crazy, because no one does that. Well, some people do that, but you do that if your team can play. My team could not play. I did it anyways. I just asked them to play the ball from the back. And the funny thing is, initially when I got there, the parents would say, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. And then I would be there on the touchline. Play. I know they can't play, but since everything that we're doing, even at that age group, is rehearsed, because we've done it midweek, choose Monday and Wednesday. So they knew that if the ball comes from the goalkeeper to the right center back, those ones are not pressing us because they have to be outside. So if the ball moves from the keeper to the right center back, in fact, the keeper did not even touch the ball. It was the 3rd center back, because I played 3 center backs, because it's a back 3, then a 4th, and a 1 up front. So the 3rd center back, who's playing central, would get the ball, pass it to the right center back, and he's told the ball moves from the center back to the right center back to the right wing back, and then the right wing back, since you're a winger, you have license to dribble. So then he can dribble someone, take him on, try to find the striker, because the midfielders, I did not also have good midfielders. So when that happened, initial parents were just like, kick it, kick it. I'm like, play. Even when the ball was coming like this, let's say now we're defending, they're like, kick it. I'm like, take a touch. So it took me like 3 games. All of a sudden, instead of kick it, parents started saying, play, take a touch. I'm like, you see what I'm talking about? Once parents see that the kids are being taught something and they're actually learning, they buy in. So that impressed me, even with the pressing. Like, because I was teaching the kids, initially they would just sit back and not go to mark. So then I was screaming at them, press, like I'm crazy. Imagine telling under 10s to press, like you are crazy. So I was like, press. So now you would hear everyone, because I think it's under 10s. So the parents are always there. They would go in, press, press. So everything that happened is coaching under 10s. It was just showing me that parents are also can buy in to your story if they see what you are doing. And in most games, because I was coaching like level 3, L3 is the level 2nd lowest level, because I was a new coach. So they were not going to give me a Premier League team. They gave me a third, because there's Prem, there's L1, there's L2, there's L3, there's L4. There's 5 levels. I was on this one, 4th level, L3, then there's L4. So, yeah, but the parents enjoyed it, and they saw that even because we lost matches, like a lot of matches, they would be like, yeah, we see what you're doing. Obviously now you have to play everyone. So sometimes I would start a game solid, even score a goal. But then second half, I have to change and play the weaker ones. Not the weaker ones, the weaker ones. And then the game would just go away. Let me read comments, because I've talked like a lot. Access is saying, your story speaks to the inconsistent development structure we have in SA. It's so sad to think of how much talent was failed or underdeveloped by our youth system, or lack of such systems. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, because another thing that I see, Finally, Morocco have scored. That's Brahim, no? Yeah, they've scored finally. They finally scored. Yeah, it's Brahim Diaz. 10 minutes after resuming the second half, they finally scored. And now the fans are up. You have to feel for Comoros because it's not like they played bad. You have to feel for them to a certain extent. It's not like they've been brilliant either, but they've tried. They are never going to go like toe to toe with these ones. Like it was never going to happen. Let's see. So they play the ball over. The ball is fetched by Mazraoui. Now, I think they are tired. He's not supposed to be scoring. He is not supposed to be scoring. Not in that area. I'm telling you now, Brahim is not supposed to be free. In that area, no ways. He's not supposed to be scoring there. He's definitely not supposed to be scoring. I'll tell you that much. Because how do you let someone do that in that area? Be free? Nah. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Yeah, and also when access what you are saying about it development and players being failed, I've also seen that some coaches, because I was in an unfortunate position of being given L3 teams, what I saw is we used to, because I also had a co-coach, outsmart a lot of coaches in terms of how we're approaching the game and the chances we're creating. But then it's either you are failing to finish or a simple shot to your goalkeeper because he's not that good, can't hold the ball, it just goes in and you're like, what is this? And like if this kid says he's been at this club for 3 years, what has he been learning if he can't trap the ball at under 15? So it's all of those things that you're like, what were we focusing on? And then you realize that people will say that it's a development level, right? Oh, it's development level. We are not trying to focus on winning. But that's exactly what they're doing. They are focusing on winning, right? So you are focusing on winning. So kids never play trying to learn, right? They're always under the pressure of if I don't perform, I don't make match day squad. This is a safe environment where you are allowed to make mistakes. Like what business does an under 9 have with competing, right? What are you competing for? Because according to the guidelines, you're supposed to start competing to win at under 17 level. Under 15, you are training to train. Like you are training so that you can get better at, just be competitive, not to win games. But now we see a lot of, oh my goodness, he almost scored. Should have passed the ball. But we're seeing players at under 8, 9, they're already being coached like, oh, we should win. It's so important to win. Kids don't really care about that. They just want to have fun. Let them have fun. Let them learn. But then there's that pressure because I've also noticed, even me with the team that I was coaching, that a lot of coaches who do not know half the stuff that I know, since they've been around the club longer and they've coached Premier League teams, you see them fumbling in 4th place with very good teams, and they see you at the bottom of the league with bad players, and then they're like, he's bad, Kanti. It's because your approach is completely different from theirs. At the end of the day, when my parents that I was coaching their kids look at me, they know that their kid learned something. It wasn't just about try to win, but then you end up not winning. And then there's no development, and then there's no winning. Then you're like, what's the point? At least I'm achieving something. At least after someone came under my hands, I can say they didn't know how to trap. They know how to trap. They had no awareness. They have awareness. So it's all of those kind of things that you want, because the last thing you want is you are watching AFCON, right now, and you're seeing players who can't trap. You're like, why did we skip that stage? We skipped that stage because we're trying to win. And that's what tends to happen. We need more coaches like you. Are doing a great job. You're doing great for development of young talents. But I'm also done with coaching young kids. I want to coach adults now, because I feel like it's also delaying a person in a way. There are people for that. Like there's a guy I know, his name is Dev. He's a good coach, that one. He's very good at developing kids. Like really, really good. Like this. 2-0. No? Oh, I thought they were going to score the second one. The parents are so busy at these kids' games, too many emotions. Yay, I'm telling you now, that's another thing. Yo, parents, I remember there was this kid. Your coaching development football is a story, man. I remember there was a time when I I did not call up this kid for match day squad. Immediately after I post the squad on the group, text, "Hi coach, can I ask why my child is not on the team?" Eh. And I won't lie to you, I did not want to play that kid. I didn't, because we're getting to a point in the league whereby you're like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, as I said to you, because you are trying to develop players, but you see that even the person who's overseeing you, like the technical director, you see that the way that he's viewing you is, why are you losing so many games? But you're like, have you seen my team? Duh. So it's that, like, you're asking yourself, have you actually seen my team? You're asking me why am I losing? Have you seen my team? And the worst part about coaching a low level team is that when you coach a team at a low level, like L3 that I was coaching, once my players get good enough, the L2 coach, the L1 coach, the prem team coach can just come in and say, "Oh yeah, I'm taking that player." You can't say anything, because then you are going to delay the kid's progress, because he's improved. He has improved. Uh, they will just say, "Credit to you, coach. You've done a good job, but he's too good for this level." You're like, no, you guys did trials beginning of the year, and you said he wasn't good enough for your level. I've made him good enough, and now he's not good enough for me. So it's like what's happening with Stellenbosch. Steve Barker develops players, and then the Sundowns, Pirates, and Chiefs, they come knocking, they buy those players. So it's always you are making players for the other teams, for better levels. So it's like, as much as you, oh, what a save. That is actually a good save. I did not see that. That is a double save. The keeper saves it. It comes back again. He saves it again. Who's coming off? Who is coming off? Onahi is going off. And Rahimi, the striker, is also going off. I would have liked to see that Rahimi character finish the game, because I feel like after missing a pen, man, you need to stay in the game, because you need to you need to redeem yourself. Right? You need to redeem yourself, because now what are we gonna do? You missed a penalty. You are probably dropped for until the end of the tournament now, because we needed you to do the simplest thing of them all in football, score a penalty, and you didn't do it. So oh yeah, they didn't take him off. They took off number 8, Oani. But I'm sure, I thought I saw that he's being taken off. Is it my eyes? Pretty sure they made a double sub. Yeah, Rahim is also off. And El Kabi came on. Yeah, there was a double sub. Came on. Both of them came on the 65th minute. They're also making a sub now. They are still in the game. They are still in the game, and if Morocco don't score a goal, they might regret this. You should make a full-length video of developing players in South Africa. Sounds like an idea. You know what I need to do, or what I want to do right now? I want to coach a team that's at a higher level, like L1 Prem team. Because once I do that, what's going to happen is I will build credibility. People can see that, okay, with good players, I can coach. Even with the below average ones, I could coach them. But since I'm coaching the 17s, they see that, oh, you can win. Because people only listen to you once you have established yourself. Because you can be right about certain things, but people won't care until you have proven yourself. Like, that is why pundits or pundits, they prefer to have former players. Like right now, I listen to about William Shongwe, with all due respect, and some other guys, these former players, and I listen to them speak nonsense, and I'm like, guys, you are on TV, and the things that you say, they just, and you are misleading everyone now. That's the problem. You are misleading every single person who's listening to you. But since they've built credibility because they've played the game, not because they've coached and everyone has seen how good they can be. Like, I've listened, I remember Hlompo Kekana, I will never, like, this was one of the days where it was stamped on me that just because you were good at football, that does not mean you understand it. Because you can know how to play, but not understand the tactical side of it. You can just understand, okay, I'm a 6. My job is to defend here and do this. But not every player knows and organizes and knows where someone should be and how everyone should move in a game. Like that football intelligence and understanding of everything that happens and who does what in a football pitch. That is why you will hear about Hlomphokekana when Mteto was signed to Chiefs, was like, yeah, I don't know why Chiefs are signing this player. He does not have goals. He does not have assists. We're like, why are you judging a defensive midfielder based on his attacking output, right? Like, what is wrong with you? How can you sit there on the studio and talk about a defensive midfielder and judge them based on offensive output? It's like It's like looking at a striker and saying, yeah, but he has 3 tackles in the whole season. Where would he be tackling? Right? Where would he, or clearances, because he can tackle, because everyone marks. But the tackling part, you can't expect and say the striker was not tackling enough. Was not clearing enough balls. Like, why? I can judge a midfielder by how many interceptions. I can judge a defender by how many recoveries. I can judge a striker by how many goals, how many assists, how many key passes. Midfielder can judge them by that. But it's all of those small things that you listen to former players and you're like, nah, these ones don't know what they're talking about. But people don't know better. They just look at him and they think, oh yeah, he's a good player, or he was a good player. And then you have to listen to them. So sometimes I will literally be watching a game like this as I'm watching it. I'm not listening to the commentary team. I was watching Aston Villa and Man United before this game. And one of the things that happens, it's not that I'm glorifying the Europeans, but I was watching them. And one of the things was, you're listening to these guys like, oh yeah, you can see, who are they talking about? John McKean inverts and then the Matty Cash overlaps out wide. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We are looking at the game. We are talking about what's happening in the game as we are watching it. You watch South African football. You listen to Baba Mtetwa talking about a quarter from my and you're like, okay, what is this? Right? It's like, what are we doing? And Vele, they have no cooking clue what's happening in the game, because it depresses me, because clearly we are so behind in terms of football. But also I feel like it's because people are just lazy. People are just lazy. I look at Pumuzo Manenze. About Pumuzo Manenze, one thing that I can give him credit for, you can tell that he tries to educate himself. He tries to educate himself. And funny enough, that's what tends to happen. The people that were not so good as players, they make good coaches sometimes, because they know that their only chance in football or making it or being relevant is by understanding what the hell they're talking about. So when you listen to Pumuzo, you can hear that, okay, he understands what he's talking about. Sometimes, obviously, you feel like, okay, he's doing too much. Yeah, he used the instep technique. Like, okay, yes, good Pumuzo. And then you listen to the people that he's talking to, they are just basing it on their feelings, and there's nothing that they understand. And you hear them butchering names. Like right now, most players who play for Morocco will probably, like, I wouldn't lie, I know Said because I looked him up. But I don't even know. You can check the games that Heban, they're losing the ball. You can listen to the games and the commentary. You'll hear how people don't seem to have made their research. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a goal. What in the bicycle kick is that? Wow. Damn. Oh, scratch that. Lomchida who just came on El Kabi. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And they lost the ball. This is what I was talking about, Tuguti. This is also going to be problematic. Yo. The keeper had no chance. Oh. What a cross as well. But what a goal. Buffett. That's a thing of beauty. You can't hate on that. You cannot hate on that. Flippin' hell. 2-0. But as I said, the ideal thing to do is not to win this game by 2-0. They need to score at least one more. They need to score one more or two more. They need to score two more. Let's see how this game ends from now on. How this game goes. That was a good finish, Mr. Mob. That was a fantastic finish. Now the thing is, in Morocco will smell blood, obviously. Because after scoring that goal, they know that now they are much safer than trying to be slightly or ever slightly so safe. Diaz is off now. So, yellow card. Nesri came on for Diaz, but I know he's not going to play in midfield, so someone has to be dropped into midfield. Just trying to see that shape, Uguti. How are they looking now? Nesri ungiyeka wena ngani nanzi mhlolo. Nesri. Are they playing two strikers now? Should I change my formation here? It looks like a 4-4-2. But that's out of position. This is the strangest surname I've ever seen. Not that the surname itself is strange, but it's strange because for a Moroccan surname, AFCON is serving drama already. Already, we don't have to wait. You don't have to wait that long. I think Masina is the one who's playing midfield. I'm just gonna swap him with Enes Remina. Ngihlukana nokuhlupheka. That's the only thing that makes sense. And they are now trying to get the ball. Velege, once you have Enes in the match, you try to get the ball into the box. You try to get the ball into the box. But I will also tell you, I've not been convinced by Morocco. I've not been convinced by Morocco. They still look beatable. I want to see them against a bigger team. In their group, who do they have? They have Mali. So that's the game that I want to watch. I'm very interested to see how they're going to perform against Mali. I have not been convinced by Morocco at all. There's nothing that has been, except that goal and the other one, the finish by Diaz. Those guys went to sleep. It was a good cutback. Then there was that brilliant finish in the box. But I've not seen Morocco, man, look dominant. I've not seen Morocco, be exhilarating. So that's my thing. That's my thing. Not saying that's the fact and that's the only way you can view this, but it's not looked like. And it's nothing that Hakimi can solve either. It's how they choose to play. 7 minutes to go. And they know that they're favorites. So I wonder also, Guti, how much does that affect them? What I would be worried about as the coach of Morocco is how vulnerable they've looked in defense. Because they have looked vulnerable. They have looked vulnerable when they did not have the ball. 76 minutes. The coach made the double sub of I need to see it smoother. But then again, man, it's competition, it's tournament football. Someone will say that this is not like a league. This is about winning those, how many games you have. The 3 in the group stages, excuse me, the last 16, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. Wait, is it like the World Cup? World Cup is 8 games to win it. This is 3, then you have the last 16, then you have the last 8 semifinals and the finals. It's 7 games. I'm even counting the number of games that it is because of Ronaldo. When he said, oh yeah, winning a 7-game tournament won't define me, blah, blah, blah. Certain things that you shouldn't say. Because you can't say 1 year winning a World Cup is a dream, and then 2 years later say World Cup is not a dream. Don't lie in a public platform where we can record things and then play them back to you. I'm sorry, Ronaldo fans who are watching this live, but it's just, I've gotten to thinking about that whole thing. And also, if you are a team, the reason why I'm saying Morocco has disappointed me in this game, if you are a team, you are a team that knows very well that you will be playing against a lot of low blocks, do you not, or are you not supposed to have a better set pieces? Because even that has not looked good from Morocco. It doesn't look like, oh, taking, oh, that's like a short corner, better angle, better spin on the cross. It just looks bland. Try and get the ball into the box. I would laugh at myself if I actually, if this cross goes in and it's a nice cross. Or what, I spoke too soon. No, it's still nonsense in corners. Yeah, it's just get the ball in the box. Sometimes those work, I mean. Let's go, Comoros. I didn't finish my facts about Comoros. Okay, we'll run through them, Mugemanjek. We'll run through all the 10 facts about Comoros. How did I forget? No one reminded me. What kind of students do I have in this live stream? Have we forgotten already? Okay, 10 facts about Comoros. Perfume Isles is the major global producer of vanilla, cloves, and yang yang, a key ingredient in perfumes like Chanel. Huh, that's interesting. So number one, they are called they are called the what? They are called moon. Number 3, island nation Comoros is an archipelago of 3 main volcanic islands, Grande, Comore, and Joan Moheli in the Mozambique Channel near Madagascar. Yeah, this one we already know from geography. We already know this one. Tiny African nation, it is the 3rd smallest country in Africa by area. And here I was thinking it's the smallest. 3 smallest nations in Africa. Tisbo. Seychelles, Sao Tome Principe, and then Comoros, then Mauritius, then the Gambia. Yeah, okay. So Seychelles is much smaller ne-Sao Tome and Principe. Okay, fact number 5. Mount Kathala, home to one of the world's most active volcanoes, Mount Kathala on the largest island around the Comoros. Once what active volcano I am bouncing. Active volcano, ngiyokwenzani. I love life. Number 7, unique wildlife. The island hosts endemic species like livingstone fruit bat, a giant bat, and lemurs, plus vibrant coral reefs and sea turtles. Ilema coral reefs, I saw it. Veleglama Acapulco, whatever. I saw that Mauritius, one of the most beautiful coral reefs. Oh man, when we went snorkeling, it was so nice, beautiful. But we moved. That was 2019. Next, Islamic culture. The moment we said the thing comes from moon, it's Arabic. It makes sense why they have an Islamic culture. So Islamic culture, a predominantly Sunni Muslim nation with strong Islamic influence. It's the only Arab League member in the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, that's why I was like, Arabic, Southern Hemisphere. It's not usual because 4 minutes have been added. It's not usual because this side we're not used to we're not used to the Arab brothers this side. Next, linguistic diversity. Official languages are Comorian and seshilo ukuthi ama-Comoros. Abantu bakhona. Angithi ama-Comoros timp. Comoros. Official languages are Comorian, a Swahili dialect, French and Arabic. Comorian is most common. Of course, there's Swahili. Political history. The nation has experienced frequent coups, averaging one attempt every 2 years since independence. When did they get their independence? When did Comoros? 1975. You are joking. So they are saying that the Comoros gained independence in 1975, but they are averaging one coup every 2 years. That's just madness. So bona kushuthi nje issue zakhe ku-right ngo-2025, 2026 kuzoba ne-coup, 2027 kube right, 2027 kube nenye coup. Ukahleli kwamavukelambuso, kunamavukelambuso amaningi. And then rare fish, the island host coelacanth. A coelacanth is the fish, by the way, that they thought was extinct and then they found it again. An ancient rare fish often called the living fossil, which locals historically used for sandpaper. Yeah, that I always teach. Well, not always, but evolution. It's one of the things we obviously know ukuthi umhlaba wakhanda uNkulunkulu, but siyafundisa phela izingane because biology khona ukuthi i-coelacanth ufish on millions of years. The game is ending. I would be disappointed if I was Morocco. Because why did they not wallop these guys? Like destroy them. Like really, really destroy them. They should have beat them much more. But yeah, guys, so as the game wraps up, just remember that tomorrow we'll be doing at 7 Angola versus South Africa, but I will be live from 6:30. So do make sure to tune in for that and see how Bafana Umo be saying French were busy in Africa, yo. They were. Guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.